Mike Tyson is a legendary figure in the world of boxing, known for his exceptional skill, ferocious power, and larger-than-life personality. Born on June 30, 1966 in Brooklyn, New York, Tyson rose to fame as the youngest heavyweight champion in history at just 20 years old. Throughout his career, Tyson dominated the boxing world with his aggressive fighting style and devastating knockouts. Despite facing numerous challenges both inside and outside the ring, Tyson remains one of the most iconic and influential athletes of all time, leaving an indelible mark on the sport of boxing. In this video, we are going to explore the lavish lifestyle and expenditure of great sportsmen. For more enthusiastic content and exclusive quarterly giveaways, subscribe to our channel now. Don't forget to hit the like button on each video. Your feedback and new suggestions are always welcomed. Let's make our content even better together. Tyson has different properties in different states of America. New York. Tyson spent most of his childhood years in a modest apartment in Brooklyn and Brownsville in the mid-1970s. It was a neighborhood at the time that was a breeding ground for crime, and most residents lived poorly. In the past, Tyson has admitted mixing with criminals as he looked for acceptance and joined a gang of petty thieves. But in his spare time in the Brownsville abode, he became fascinated by pigeons. He kept coops on the rooftop of the building and cared for the birds religiously. Today, apartments in the area can fetch up to $500,000. Ohio. Tyson's fall from grace began in 1992 when he was convicted of rape and was sentenced to 6 years in prison, of which he served 3. Financially drained, he was forced to sell this incredible home in 1999 for around $855,000. Remarkably, it's been converted into a church. But in Tyson's day, it boasted 5 bedrooms and a full-size pool and jacuzzi alongside its tiger cages and basketball court, with the entire pad decked out with crystal chandeliers. The dilapidated pool has since been turned into a sanctuary, while the living room is now a gathering place. Remnants of the 53-year-old's time still remain, with the basketball court still intact, as well as Mike Tyson's name etched onto the front gate. The old fireplace has since been turned into an indoor waterfall, while the 4-bay garage is now classrooms and a nursery. And the tall steel cages where Tyson kept his famous 4 tigers have been dismantled for a pavilion. Connecticut. In 2003, Tyson was declared bankrupt. That meant he had to sell up again, and a 52-room mansion in Connecticut he used to live in was eventually bought by rapper 50 Cent for $3.3 million USD, boasting 21 bedrooms, as well as its own nightclub. The property is as lavish as Tyson has ever owned. The 50,000 square foot property also has 25 bathrooms, an indoor pool and hot tub, an indoor basketball court, multiple game rooms, a green screen room, and a recording studio. And the opulence doesn't end there. Entering the property through a stately front gate, you're greeted by a lion statue. However, the running costs, believed to be around $50,000 per month, forced 50 Cent to sell the house in 2019. Animal expenses. Growing up in Brooklyn, New York, with few true friends, Tyson has spoken in depth about his love of pigeons, which often offered an escape from the many difficulties he faced in life. What may not be common knowledge, however, is that he reportedly splurged $400,000, about $322,000 in today's money, on the birds over the course of his career. Mike Tyson bought 3 Bengal white tigers as pets in the 1990s. Later, court documents show he owed $8,100 to care for them when filing for bankruptcy. Tyson said on a podcast in 2020 that one of his pet tigers once attacked a woman trespassing at his house. She was just fucked up, he said. I didn't know what they could do to a person's flesh, he added. I love them, but I shouldn't have had them in my house. I was wrong. Tyson paid her $250,000. Car collection. Seldom is it that an athlete rises to the top of the pyramid and doesn't spend a serious sum on transport, and Tyson was by no means an exception to the rule. In fairness to the former Kid Dynamite, then-manager Don King gifted his client 2 of his first royal rides, a Rolls-Royce Corniche and Stretch Lima worth $150,000 and $165,000 respectively, in 1988 after he unified the heavyweight belts, but it was all Tyson from there. In fact, that was Tyson's second Corniche, in addition to the Rolls-Royce Silver Spur, $110,000 he already owned, and all by the age of 22. The more egregious expenses were still to come, however, dropping a reported $650,000, $522,000, on a Ferrari F50 after beating Frank Bruno in 1996, as well as $210,000, $168,000, on a 2-of-a-kind Ferrari 456 GT Spider. The Sultan of Brunei owned the other. Barely 6 months later, Tyson dipped into Lamborghini's waters and shelled out $500,000 on a yellow Super Diablo twin-turbo, spending a similar amount on a Bentley Continental SC. It's estimated the boxer spent around $3.2 million on cars alone over a 3. Though his total tally is inevitably much higher. The Golden Bathtub. Arguably, the biggest waste of funds on Tyson's CV was a $2.2 million, $1.8 million today, Golden bath bought for then-wife Robin Givens. The 24-karat tub is understood to have been a birthday present for his former spouse, but chocolates may have been the better use of money. That's because the purchase couldn't prevent the collapse of their relationship, which officially ended in early 1989 after a 12-month marriage. The bath wasn't a complete waste, however, as British billionaire Durwood Hodgras bought the piece for almost half its original cost in 2013, $1.2 million. "Oh, it's just a lark," Hodgras remarked at the time. Aside from perhaps the death tubs of Merritt and Jim Morrison, I'd venture to say few bathtubs have this kind of provenance. More money, more mobiles. Being careful of the company one keeps after fame is essential to staying wealthy, but Tyson was incredibly generous to his inner circle at the peak of his powers. Specifically, the former world champion went to great lengths to ensure his entourage stayed well connected, not to mention on top of their phone payments. It's understood Tyson forked out roughly $230,000, $185,000 on mobile phones, pagers, and bills for friends and family between 1995 and 1997 alone. One can only imagine the international minutes a worldwide superstar like Mike could rack up, but that, silly salaries, it may not compare with the millions Tyson spent on cars, jewelry, and houses. But even he must look back and wonder why he had certain personnel on the payroll. Not every deal was his idea, as ex-manager King controlled much of his affairs, but it's little wonder money eventually dwindled as it did. Among those reportedly being paid by Tyson were a $125,000 a year annual trainer to be on call, as well as a hype man named Crocodile, who supposedly earned $300,000 in 1996 alone. Not only that, but the president of the Mike Tyson fan club was purportedly paid $1,000 a week at King's insistence, a handsome figure considering the average annual salary in the early 1990s was only $21,000 or so. Tyson had shocking ups and downs in his life, from a lavish lifestyle to bankruptcy. This is enough for today. Thank you for exploring these insights on success and style. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and inspiration on achieving your goals. Let's continue this journey of success together.